there is nothing better than a good quality wrestling show. It's a blend of like live action sport, theatre, drama. It's got a bit of everything. There'll be some crazy gymnastics, some high spots, some exciting moments. There'll be some big, huge wrestlers that are doing larger-than-life feats where they pick people up and slam them on the floor that you would never see in any other environment. There'll be super quick wrestlers. There'll be comedy matches. There's a bit of everything for everyone, and I think wrestling offers a sort of link for people to suspend maybe the struggles that they have in their own real life for 2 hours or 3 hours and sit there and enjoy watching people fake beat each other up. Why not? The 4 crucial parts, or 5 crucial parts to any half-decent wrestling show anywhere. A ring, a venue, the fans, wrestlers, and
rest in peace, Edge! Rest in peace, title reign! What power by The Undertaker!
My name is Josh Wallis, and I am a professional wrestling referee. I would say I first got into wrestling when I was 6 or 7, I think. My parents split up when I was young, and I used to go and visit my dad, and he had like a very old Sky box. And I used to get up really early on a Saturday morning to watch the repeats of Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, I was just completely blown away as a kid. It was like a movie, but real life, and a sort of combination of the two. It was really interesting, it was exciting. Some of the storylines were a bit odd at the time. And started watching then. Sort of fell off maybe when I was in my sort of late teens, and then got back into it in my early 20s. I discovered Progress Wrestling and some of their training that was going on and stuff, and thought, you know what, why not? If I trained playing football, rugby, my whole life, why not give wrestling a go as well? The training was quite intense, it was quite physical. It was what I expected, but at the same time it was beginning to affect my ability to do my real job. I've been a PE teacher my whole life, absolutely love it. I think the tipping point for me was I had a tables match against an opponent, which I won, which was great. But the following day I had a school trip that I was attending. And I was sore for 3 days, and just it wasn't fair on like my professional life that I was that hurt. And I thought, I don't want to leave wrestling, because I enjoy the community, I enjoy the people that you meet, all the matches. There's so much to love about it. I didn't want to leave it, but at the same time I didn't feel like I could carry on wrestling and my real job. You know, I stuck at it for a while, and I probably had, 50 matches or so. I enjoyed it for what it was, but the refereeing is a lot safer, a lot kinder on my body, and I think I'm more in tune with that than I ever was as a wrestler. So I guess, the referee has multiple roles in a match, both from the kayfabe side and the non-kayfabe side. So from a kayfabe side, I suppose the referee's job is to enforce the rules and ensure that the match goes the way it's supposed to, and that it's a sporting contest between the two or multiple wrestlers that are in it.
He's got the ropes! There's a 5 count to get off. My!
In reality, my job is more to protect the sort of wrestlers, make sure the ring is safe during the match, throughout the match. Make sure the crowd are safe in terms of, wrestlers are sometimes very keen to go outside the ring, and there have been moments where it gets quite close. So again, my job is to make sure that they stay safe, to make sure that the match goes smoothly, pass information. I'm not breaking too many rules by telling you that, I don't think. It's to ensure that the match goes as close to plan as possible. So in some promotions I have an earpiece and I'm being spoken to by the production team, telling them how long the wrestlers have got left. Maybe there's a specific note that they need to work the crowd more or something like that. I can pass those messages on.
Snoop's got a right hand! Who knew? The Dogfather! Oh!
So, as I say, the referee has an endless long list of jobs, which isn't just the refereeing side. There's also like first aid and things like that. So yeah, there's loads to it. It's not just counting 1, 2, and 3. I invariably will go to the wrestlers prior to the match and ask them, is there any specific spot where you require me to be used, whether that be you're going to knock into me, or they might go out into the crowd and I need to follow them, or I need to miss a particular moment where some cheating occurs or something like that.
He is out. He's got to be out. 1, it's 2, and they pull the referee out.
And then generally I ask what is the finish to the match so that I know. There are a number of occasions where it's changed, whether that be from the wrestlers directly, that one of them is hurt or tired, or it can be from the production team, again through the earpiece, where I'm told this match has gone too long, tell them the finish is now and the finish is this. And I pass that message on and that becomes the finish. Some wrestlers listen, some don't.
Rated penalty! No. Oh, they got him! They got him! It's taken away so many tag teams in the past, and it's got him again! Penalty, the winners of this match against the Beards.
Near falls are, I suppose, crucial to building the drama of the match. A match that has multiple near falls helps heighten the crowd's emotion.
Arms! Got it! This is it! 1, 2, oh no!
So, no, they are really important. They are difficult to do as a referee because I need to make the crowd believe that it is going to be the 3 that the wrestler needs to win. So part of that is, and I think when you first start out as a referee, it's the hardest thing to do, is to count the first 1 and 2, and on the third one, your hand needs to be going down like you're going to hit that 3 up until that last split second where, my personal preference is I sort of dive out. So I slide my hand forwards as if I'm going to hit the mat, and I slide my hand out of the way so I don't quite make contact.
Oh, it was a kicker! That was not a 2!
But each referee has their own thing. I've pinched mine from watching hours of footage of the best referees there are from WWE, AEW, various New Japan referees, etc. So selling as a referee is different to selling as a wrestler. I think as a wrestler, their job is to sell the move. However, as a referee, I pretty much do the same thing. If there's a big move, if someone gets super kicked in the face, I'm the first one to grab my own face because I know how much that would hurt. And if there's a crowd that can't quite see the wrestler, they may be able to see me. And if I'm grabbing my face going, oh wow, that looks like that really hurt, it might just help them just turn that little bit more believability to it. So yeah, you'll often see me sort of grabbing my arm if there's a move that looks like it really hurt their arm.
Even from her knees, LA Taylor dropping Wallis.
But then likewise, when I get hit,
the throat now. Knee. Back into the cup. My goodness gracious me! The referee got absolutely mauled there.
The point of a referee is I'm just a normal human being, the same as the crowd, and these guys are larger than life wrestlers. They are super strong, superhuman. They can do all these cool moves and still kick out at 2. So I am a reflection of where everybody else is. And if I get hit by a wrestler, whether it's an accidental elbow or I could just get bumped into or squashed or whatever in the corner, realistically, if you're a normal human being and you're being squashed by a superhero, you would be dead. And I have to represent that. So if I get bumped around or whatever, then yeah, I'm going to be absolutely wiped out.
What the hell's happened?
No, I can see where it's going.
Oh,
The rot's gone. The referee's out.
What are you doing?
Spinebreaker. And I just said he's
Get up.
Well, what did you do him?
Can't believe it. Ricky Suave has betrayed us all.
No. Come on,
Captain, kick out.
Yes,
Come on. Ricky Suave, you tried.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee for this match, EWA official, Josh Wallis.
The referee's job is to be invisible. I'm not supposed to be distracting from the wrestling that's going on. At the same time, there is a moment where if you can add to the match as a referee, then I absolutely should be seen. But it's only at that point. If I'm behaving strangely or distracting, it's going to take away from the wrestling that's going on, that the crowd have paid money to come and watch. They don't want to come and watch the referee. Most people don't. I'm sure there's a few that do. I do, like when I go to watch a wrestling show. But no, 9 times out of 10 they're there to watch the wrestling. And I can add to a match, but I should never take away from it. Unfortunately, wrestling is dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. Yes, predetermined is the word that it would be used for in terms of the result of the match. But the action that you're seeing is completely real. The wrestlers are landing on their back. They are going through the table. I think people mistake, he's not really hitting him that hard. Yes, but when you land on your back in a ring or on the floor, there is no faking that, and wrestlers do get hurt, unfortunately. There have been a couple of times where wrestlers have been injured mid-match, and I've had to throw up the X and call it off there.
Well, we don't know what's going on here.
Referee's champion over here.
We might have an issue.
What's this?
The medics are being called over here. What is going on now?
That's part of my job, is to make sure that if they do get hurt, that they can receive medical care as soon as possible, because there would be nothing worse than really injuring yourself and somehow, for some reason, having to continue a match. A lot of wrestlers are, a good wrestling character should be an extension of yourself. So it should be an expansion of your own personality, and it needs to be something that you hold true to yourself anyway. Otherwise, it really struggles with the believability, I think, as a wrestling character.
I don't know if this is a tactic.
Did you just chop the referee?
And that means that a lot of wrestlers are somewhat similar backstage to what they are out the front. If they're a villainous bad guy, or if they're a happy-go-lucky good guy, sometimes you'll get a bit of that backstage. But 9 times out of 10, they're big softies, and they're super grateful that you're there, because If you weren't, there's no wrestling match without a referee. You need someone to count 3, you need someone to count to 10, you need someone to, ring for the bell at the start and ring for the bell at the finish. And if they don't have that, if I don't turn up because I'm just a referee or I'm not that important, then there's no show. There's no show. You might as well have no ring, you might as well have no crowd. It's as important as those things. And some wrestlers are hugely respectful of that, and others, not so much. Matches don't always go to plan. That can be for a number of factors. It can be production, it can be the wrestlers, it can be the referee, it can be a combination of all of those different things. And sometimes in the environment that wrestling is in, it's a physical sport. People are pushing their body to the limit. There has been known to be times where a wrestler has maybe mistakenly, often, gone too far. Gone too far is probably the fairest way, or what we would call a shoot. And has either struck another wrestler too hard, maybe in the format of a receipt, which is where if they felt like maybe they'd been hit hard already, they may return the favour and hit the other person back a little bit harder. Or if they think that the referee is somehow ruining the match, they might get physical with the referee. Making any kind of physical or overly physical contact with another wrestler because they've made a mistake, or a referee, is in no way acceptable. And I would hope that any promotion that booked a wrestler that did things like that would certainly consider no longer using them. There's no need for it. People are human beings, and if they make mistakes, they make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Wrestling is entertainment, and if anything, they're taking their personal issues out in what should be a professional environment, and that's not professional wrestling, that's stupid. I suppose that is one of the things that comes up a lot, the Montreal screw job.
Vince, I'm going to put you on the hot seat now. Who's going to win? I don't know.
I would say, in my opinion, that the referee did his job. Without going into too much detail about my own personal opinions on it, because obviously no one knows the real answer, what happened, blah, blah, blah. I would argue that I think everybody there probably knew exactly what was going on the day, except for one person. Everybody knew on that day what was going to happen, because as far as they were concerned, I think they were worried that one particular wrestler, who I won't name, may have had the intention of going into business for themselves, and therefore the decision was made that we were going to stop that from happening before it had the chance of happening, and that's exactly what they did. And it created an iconic moment in wrestling history, which people still talk about now. It's a strong group, the referee community. We sort of band together. There are some that are at the beginning of their journey that are still learning the craft of refereeing, and then there are others that are probably a lot further than I am and have made real successes out of refereeing. And where a wrestler wrestles one match, a referee can sometimes referee 6, 7, 8 matches more. And we're in there in the hot lights and stuff. It's tiring. It can be really demanding. And luckily, as I mentioned, the referee community, we stick together. So if there are other refs on the show and someone says, do you know what, I'll take an extra match for you, or I'll take an extra 2, or if I speak to the promoter and say, look, can I just do the first half? Everybody understands that how hard a referee sort of job is. Certainly most promoters do, and they're really grateful and generally cut you some slack.
Favorite of the fans here in Jersey City.
A hero's welcome for Invisible Man.
Marcus followed them into the balcony.
No, don't do it, don't do it.
No. Oh, fuck! Out of the balcony.
You know, I think fans are... they're a mixed bunch. Some want to sing and dance and chant and, you know, throw things in the ring. Other fans sit there quietly and enjoy their wrestling. You know, if you watch different types of wrestling that's on TV, so you know, WWE, AEW, and New Japan, they all have completely different fans and they interact with the match completely differently. You know, there's some that are family-friendly crowds and they're, you know, they want to see every good guy win. And then there's other crowds where they like the bad guy as much as they like the good guy. They're a quirky bunch. But I think from the nature of where I came from into wrestling myself, I find the fans, they're part of wrestling as much as I am, as much as any wrestler is. They add to the show, they never take away from it. No, as far as I'm concerned, no chant is a, you know, unless it's particularly rude, no chant is a bad chant. Noise is always better than silence, and I, you know, I think fans, without fans, there is no wrestling. But the word fan it's a shortened for fanatical. They are invested in wrestling. They love wrestling. That's why they're there. They've spent their money that they've earned themselves from their genuine jobs to come and watch you perform, and that should make every single wrestler proud, every referee proud, commentator, promoter, that they've encouraged someone to spend money that they've genuinely earned on watching wrestling. I regularly work for EWE. EWA. EWW. United. Purpose. There's a few others, hit and miss, but I would say they're my main regular ones. Yeah, there's been some career highlights. I've definitely reffed some of the best in Britain that we have. There was a particular match that stands out that I can't not mention. It was at United Wrestling, which is out of Oxford. At the Tap Social Bar. It's a great venue. It's like a microbrewery, and they hold wrestling shows. And I refereed a main event between Mark Haskins and Danny Black, and it was by far the best match I've ever refereed. They absolutely killed it. Everything they did was so crisp. The pacing of the match, it went slow and then really quick and then slow, and the crowd were there for the ride the whole time. They told a story about, you know, injuries and working a particular body part, and it had me on absolute tenterhooks, and I was the ref, and it was one of the ones where I got lost in it. I didn't miss anything, but like I was definitely part of the moment where I was like, this is gold. I'm watching gold in front of me. Every time I leant over in any pin, I'm glad there's no audio, because you would have just caught me telling them, guys, this is amazing, because that's one of my favourite things as a ref. You just lean in after a big move or a cool spot, and I'm like, guys, this is really good.
I should have clarified. You can swear if you want.
That's fine. I was going to say good shit. The whole point of wrestling is that you believe, even just for a moment, that it's a real competition between two people having a fight, and they're trying to win, and for somebody to win you need someone to decide who wins, and that is the referee. In reality, my job is to keep people safe, look after everyone, make sure the matches go smoothly, but from both the fans' perspective of what I'm actually doing in there and the reality of what I'm delivering for the wrestlers and the promotion.
Away, Neil with a spear! Took Rock out of his shoes. Wait, two, three, he's done it!
The referee has such a crucial, key, important role, and without them, there is no show to watch, there is no wrestling. Yeah, sure, you could probably get any old person to go and step in there and count to 3 or whatever, but it's not the same. A good referee takes a 4-star match to a 5-star match, from not taking away from the wrestling, but from adding to it. There are amazing wrestlers out there, but without an amazing referee, you can't have an amazing match.